Fate has a weird sense of humor. Imagine this. You save a man's life, only to later find out that your own brother is responsible for murdering that man's father. Sounds like something out of a Hollywood thriller, right? But this really happened. And it involved Abraham Lincoln's son and the brother of his assassin. That's right. Months before John Wilkes Booth killed President Lincoln, his own brother Edwin Booth saved Lincoln's son from certain death. This is one of the strangest, most chilling coincidences in American. Let's dive into this wild, true story. All right, first things first. Who was Edwin Booth? Edwin Booth was a superstar in the 1800s. He wasn't just any actor. He was considered one of the greatest Shakespearean performers of all time. He was like the Brad Pitt of the 19th century, famous, admired, and constantly in the spotlight. Unlike his younger brother, John Wilkes Booth, who was loud and reckless, Edwin was thoughtful, serious, and actually supported the Union during the Civil War. But fate had a bizarre twist waiting for him. Now, let's rewind to late 1864 or early 1865, just months before Lincoln's assassination. At a crowded train station in Jersey City, New Jersey, a young man named Robert Todd Lincoln, yes, the son of President Abraham Lincoln, was standing near the edge of the platform, waiting for his train. Then disaster struck. The train suddenly lurched forward, and Robert lost his footing, falling backward between the platform and the moving train. It should have been a death sentence. But at the last second, a man grabbed his collar and yanked him to safety. That man, Edwin Booth, he had no idea who he had just saved. He was simply helping a stranger. But Robert Todd Lincoln immediately recognized his rescuer. At the time, Edwin Booth was one of the most famous men in America, and Robert thanked him, starstruck. Edwin shrugged it off as no big deal. But soon, the world would find out just how eerie this moment really was. Fast forward a few months. April 14, 1865. The Civil War was ending, Lincoln was celebrating victory, and John Wilkes Booth, the hot-headed, Confederate-sympathizing younger brother of Edwin, was plotting murder. That night, John Wilkes Booth slipped into Ford's Theater, pulled out a pistol, and assassinated Abraham Lincoln. The news shocked the country. But imagine how Edwin Booth felt. His own brother had just murdered the very man whose son he had saved only months before. Talk about a twist of fate. Edwin Booth was devastated. He was a Union supporter, and he loved his country. Now, his own family name was forever tied to one of the worst crimes in American history. He retreated from public life, ashamed of what his brother had done. But then, something unexpected happened. Robert Todd Lincoln himself reached out to thank him. Lincoln's son later told people that he felt a strange sense of comfort knowing that, in some weird way, one Booth had saved a puff Lincoln, even though another Booth had taken one away. And eventually, Edwin Booth returned to the stage. His talent was undeniable, and America forgave him for his brother's sins. He continued acting for decades, becoming one of the most respected performers of all time. And his legacy? Well, let's just say that Edwin Booth is remembered as a legend of the theater. John Wilkes Booth? He's remembered as a coward and a villain. One Booth was a hero, the other, a murderer. Talk about the ultimate twist in history. So what do you think? Was this just an eerie coincidence, or was there something deeper at play? And how do you think Edwin Booth felt knowing he had saved Lincoln's life, only to have his brother take another? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love wild, real-life historical twists like this one, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Intriguing Info for more insane true stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay intrigued, and remember, history is full of surprises.